Hello, everyone. We are so excited that you are interested in the University of Northern Colorado and you're interested in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. My name is Paige Johnson. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I serve as the director of the Student Success Resource Center for the college.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jose. My pronouns are he, him, and él, and I'm a student and faculty support specialist for the Student Success Resource Center here in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Just like Paige said, we're really excited that you are all here to join us for our virtual presentation. Real quick, I just want to give a little brief overview of kind of what the Humanities and Social Sciences is. So the humanities are the study of how people process, document, and interact within the human experience. And then the social sciences help to explain how society works, exploring what influences behaviors, attitudes, and outcomes by detecting patterns, predicting changes, and assessing the state of the community. So we wanted to start that off just so folks kind of get a sense of what we mean by when we talk about the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and go through our agenda really quickly for you all. We're going to start with the virtual tour, so you all will be able to look at some of the buildings that we have here on campus. You'll be able to see some pictures of classrooms and what you might be experiencing physically as a student here. We're also going to be doing an HSS might be for you if. So we'll read some statements and hopefully you'll be able to identify with some of those. We'll go over our majors and minors. We'll do a brief explanation of some of the educational experiences that you will be offered as a student here. We'll talk about some sample courses. We'll talk about our academic advising structure and how our academic advisors and coaches are here to support you all as students. We'll go over a 4-year plan just so you all kind of get to see what that looks like and how we set students up for success. We'll talk about career readiness and how the College of Humanities and Social Sciences prepares students for post-graduation life. And then we'll talk a little bit about our Student Success Resource Center and how the center is here to support you all through your college experience.
Thank you, Jose. So as we talked about, we're going to start with a virtual tour. So as part of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, we actually have 3 different buildings that host at least one of our departments on campus. And so the first of those is going to be McKee Hall, and that is where you will find the Department of Philosophy as well as the Department of Political Science and International Affairs. We also have a legal studies minor at UNC, and that is housed within those departments as well. And then over in Ross Hall, you will find the Department of English and the Department of History. And then finally, the building that occupies most of our majors is Candelaria Hall. And there you will find Africana Studies, Anthropology, Asian Studies, which includes Chinese and Japanese language studies, Communication Studies and Journalism, Criminology and Criminal Justice, Economics, Environmental and Sustainability Studies, Gender Studies, Geography, Leadership Studies, Mexican American Studies, Sociology, and Spanish. And then we have a variety of classrooms that you would have an opportunity to learn in. And so with this is a very traditional, quintessential, cliche classroom with individual desks that lift up and really give you those classic college vibes. And so that's what we have here. And then we also have options that are a little bit more high tech, and this is especially important for many areas that are heavily integrated with technology and getting you ready for the career readiness fields, mapping out technology, for example, in our Department of Environmental Studies, in our drone technology, in our GIS lab, Geographic Information Science. And so there's a lot of cool possibilities here. And then finally, we also have some larger spaces, though not too large comparatively. The largest class in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences is going to be right at 65 students. And that's going to be, again, really the largest class that you may take unless you take classes from other colleges at UNC within the Humanities and Social Sciences. And so we have really approachable class sizes that we'll talk a little bit more about later as well. But we wanted to, again, show you just a few images of campus as you think about what it may be like to arrive if you've never been in Greeley and been on campus, to learn a little bit more about what it would be like on the day-to-day as a student in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences.
Awesome. Thanks, Paige. So we're going to go ahead and go through some statements of like HSS. So the College of Humanities and Social Sciences might be for you if. So the first one that we have is HSS might be for you if you want to make a difference and be a catalyst for change. We set all of our students up to be postgraduate leaders, right? And so we want to make sure that folks are getting critical and thinking in depth about what it means to be a catalyst for change. The next one we have is if you enjoy learning about society, behavior, and identity. So we like to talk about the human interaction, the social interactions, and why it is that we interact the way that we interact with each other, right? What is it that makes us us? And so we look at a lot of those things here in the college. Another one is if you want to be prepared for a variety of careers and leadership roles, right? So like I mentioned, we really strive to make our students leaders, not only while they're here at UNC and in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, but also for what happens after they graduate. And so we really like to give students the skills needed to be leaders and to be able to go out and do a variety of different things. Another one is if you want to learn from our past while shaping our future, right? We have a lot of classes that focus on history and understanding where we came from and why we kind of are the way that we are, what has structured us and has socialized us to be the society that we are now, and how do we learn from the past to shape our future. If you enjoy writing and thinking critically about the world around you, right? So again, studying the world around us, studying other places and cultures and folks from around the world. We like to think that we make our students international citizens, right? And so we really focus on that as well here in the college. If you want to learn a new language or explore topics on a global scale, right? So just how I was saying, we really like to engage our students in knowing what the world is like outside of the United States, right? What does it mean to go and work in a different area in a different country, and to learn a new language? We house a lot of languages here and a lot of different ways for students to get involved on a global scale. If you want to create a more sustainable future, so we have right our majors that are founded and grounded in studying the environment, right? And how do we conserve and make a more sustainable future and make sure that we are tackling some of the issues that are happening, right? When we think about global warming and stuff like that. And then if you want to analyze data and solve complex problems, right? Our students are trained to be critical thinkers and to engage in problem solving. And so this really allows students to, again, kind of do a variety of careers. We have folks that are kind of doing all sorts of things everywhere, and you have to be able to analyze the data, right? And so we really like to kind of integrate that with our students from the beginning so that they're able to do all of that post-grad life. Awesome. And then if you want to explore topics you didn't learn about in high school, so that's also something that we really pride ourselves in. We have a lot of majors and minors that I think oftentimes we don't talk about in the high school setting. And so we really like to tell students about all the different things that they can engage in while they're here, right? So we think about anthropology, studying human life, studying what it means to study rocks, right? And how does that shape us, and what does that look like for us moving forward? Criminal justice, right? And so we do a lot of those things and like to highlight a lot of the different ways that our students get involved and that they can get involved as they engage here in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences.
So as Jose started to allude to, we have a long list of different majors and minors that you would be able to study within the college. And if you're like me, there are different majors and areas of study on this list that I didn't know existed when I was in high school. I didn't know that I could study that. And that was the case for me too. I ended up ultimately becoming a sociology major, and I didn't know that sociology was something that I could study. I didn't know it existed, frankly, when I was in high school, and it was taking a class as part of my general education program that led me to an area that I became so passionate about. And in the same way, I discovered a language that I had never studied before because of my general education program. And I really ultimately crafted this combination. I added leadership studies because I really enjoyed thinking about leadership from an academic perspective. And so I had all of these different areas of study that came together in a way that it fit for me and what I hoped to do in graduate school. And so I want to highlight here that we have a lot of different majors and minors that you've likely started to explore, given that you've been admitted to UNC and you're really in the final stages of your decision. But I also want to add that one of the really great things about studying within the College of Humanities and Social Sciences is the opportunity to double major. So with that, we have a lot of flexibility with most of our programs. I will give a caveat to our secondary teaching programs. If you're hoping to be a middle school or high school teacher, essentially that's already a built-in double major because you have the education and curriculum focus in addition to your content area that you're choosing. But for most of the other programs, you can really mix and match and find a degree program that helps you achieve the career goals that you're interested in. So the QR code that you see on the screen will lead you to descriptions of each of our areas of study and it just starts where you can begin and thinking about what it is that you want to study and how you may want to work together with your academic advisor to find a combination that works for you. And that's by no means required. You can, of course, have a singular major or a singular minor, but something to think about. And I hope you'll check out this QR code and the different areas of study we have to offer within the college.
Awesome. Thanks, Paige. And so now we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the educational experience, right? A lot of folks, I know when we think about college, it's like, what are we actually going to be doing in classes? What does it mean to be in a class? And so we want to touch on a little bit of what you can expect to experience being in one of our classrooms, right? So all of our professors are engaged and dedicated to the work, right? Our professors love to teach, and that's why they do it. And so we really want to highlight the fact that our professors love to engage with students. They love to be at the front of the classroom, teaching students what it means to be a professional in the major that you're going to be exploring. And so our professors also get involved in a lot of different ways and can get you connected to a lot of different ways, or a lot of different nonprofit organizations, a lot of different internship experiences. We'll talk a little bit more about here in a second. But our professors really love to do work to bring students in, to get students engaged, to help them really figure out what it is that they want to do. For example, we just had our World Language Day. And so our professors really came together to kind of create this program where they invited high schoolers and middle schoolers to come and engage in sort of like a conference style, right? And so our professors really are, I think, there to just really support you all, right? And that's their mission. Another thing is that we have small class sizes. And so in most of our classes, again, just like Paige said, depending on if you're taking another class for another college or exploring different classes, most of our classes are going to be small size, which is I think a huge benefit to our college. You are going to be interacting with almost kind of the same people throughout your experience here, depending on the cohort model that you are in. And that really allows students to engage in community building. It allows students to get to know each other on a deeper level and really get to share some of that critical thinking and knowledge that they're doing, not only in the classroom, but as well as outside the classroom, which I think is a huge benefit, right? Students all get to go out and engage in the world and then get to bring that experience into the classroom and share with one another to really create sort of a network of learning and engaging. And I think that's a huge benefit to us, right? It also allows our students to get to know our professors in a different capacity, right? Because you will most likely know your professor in a way that sometimes other students might not be able to when you're in those larger classrooms. And so we really like to hone in on that. Another thing is that all of our professors are committed to equity and inclusion work. So we have a lot of our professors who are kind of spearing some of the equity and inclusion work here on campus in regards to being on committees. We have a lot of our professors who are engaged in kind of leading the work at the university level. And so you will find that they will bring that work into the classroom and really center a lot of the work that they're doing on equity and inclusion. And so you'll be having a lot of conversations around social justice, equity, diversity, inclusion. And so that's something that we also like to really focus on. Another thing is individualized academic support. And so our professors are all, again, just there to support you all. And so you will really be able to tap on them, right, for that support and to help you figure out classroom questions that you have or post-grad life, right? And so they really are there to help you and figure out what is the best course of action for you, right? On top of that, we also have academic success coaches that help you kind of figure out what are the classes you need to be taking, what's the best way for you to navigate the higher education experience here at the University of Northern Colorado in a way that makes sense for you. And so you will always have someone that's kind of dedicated to supporting you and giving you the best experience that you can get. And then the last thing is experiential learning, internships, research, and study abroad opportunities. So our professors love to lead study abroad opportunities. And so they really love to do things that get students engaged in the work early on, right? So that you can really dive in, right? And start taking the things that you're learning in the classroom outside of the classroom and applying those to real life issues and problems that you're going to be engaging in. So some of these pictures here that we have on the screen, you can see that our professors are out in the wild, right? Doing things, studying things, whether that be studying rocks or digging and doing stuff for anthropology or getting connected with local nonprofits to really start getting our students that hands-on experience, which I think is a huge bonus for our students. And then we also have we wanted to list some of the sample courses that you might be taking or interested in taking, right? I know that oftentimes courses are like scary and daunting, and like we also have a lot of fun courses that students can engage in. So we have like digital storytelling, building the world we need, gender, race, class, and sexuality, medical ethics, development of the Black identity, music as social commentary, economics of entrepreneurship, public policy in the United States, the end of the world, and then criminal behavior analysis, right? So these are just some examples of the many classes that you all might be engaging in. I know for me, the end of the world sounds like a class that I would love to take as someone who is like a doomsdayer prepper, that I'm like, I need to know how it's all going to go down. I need to take this class. But we also have a lot of other classes that aren't listed on here that are great classes. I forgot to mention at the beginning of this presentation that I am a proud UNC alum. And so I graduated from UNC, and one of the classes that I took that I absolutely loved was Intro to Biological Anthropology. Had nothing to do with my major, but I took that class and I was like, wait a minute. Do I want to major in anthropology? And it was just such a great class. The professor was absolutely amazing. She was so passionate and dedicated to the work, as you will find with all of our professors, that it really like rubs off on students and really had me questioning, like, should I change my major? Like, I'm a third year, I'm about to graduate next year, but do I really want to just like say, nah, I'm going to do this whole new major? And so we have a lot of fun classes that we're offering. And again, our professors are incredible, and you will find that you are going to be challenged to think critically in all of our classes, but you also are going to have a lot of fun, right? And are going to be doing a lot of that contextualizing and hands-on experience for most of our courses.
For me, it's criminal behavior analysis, because that is all of my criminal minds dreams coming true. I love that that gets to happen in real life. Thanks, Jose.
Yeah.
All right, so he mentioned the individualized academic support that exists. I want to talk a little bit more about that, because you're not too far away from considering the first set of classes that you would take as a bear. And so with that, thinking about the academic advising support in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, you would have both support from the Student Success Resource Center and the professors that you work with, the faculty in your department. And so there's a really collaborative approach to advising that's here and centered on student success. And with that, you will have support every semester for what classes that you take. And so it would likely start the summer before you start, if you're starting in the fall as a new student, or start the fall if you're starting in the spring. And in that conversation, we create a customized 4-year plan for you that is based on your graduation timeline, how many classes you can take at a time. If you have any scheduling conflicts, we work with you to make that happen in the best way that we can and help guide you to make informed decisions about your own academic choices. And with that, those meetings are more or less required because we do give out a 6-digit random PIN each semester that is your gateway to registering for your courses. And so you'll work with your academic advisor to meet, go over that plan, and then get that PIN from us so that you can register for the subsequent semester. Again, that 4-year graduation plan, I'm going to show you an example of one, and an example of all is available if you want to see and get an idea of what that 4 years would look like. But again, you'll have an academic advisor to create a customized version of that for you that you'll get in your first meeting with an academic advisor. It's a tool that we have called Degree Planner, and you'll be able to access that at any time throughout your career at UNC. We are also here to help for the navigational support of policies and procedures. There can be some confusing terms as you're going through this process. The important thing that we want you to remember is that you're going to have support as you go through those pieces. We can also help with all of that prior learning credit that you may be coming to. Certainly, it is absolutely okay if you didn't do any prior learning prior to coming to UNC. We're excited to have you and help you maximize all of the courses you'll get to take here. But if you did have an opportunity to take that advanced placement, participate in an international baccalaureate program, maybe have dual or concurrent enrollment courses, we are here to help you know how those courses transfer in and how those will impact the courses that you take at UNC and your timeline to graduation. Again, we'll factor all of that into your plan. And then we have that course recommendation support. So you can hear that we have some passion about some courses, but really we're just here to let you know what all of the options are, again, to help you make an informed decision to check off all of those requirements as you're working towards the 120 credits that you need to earn a bachelor's degree at UNC. So again, every student earning a bachelor's at UNC will have to earn 120 credits. And this pie chart really represents the 3 different areas that those are coming from, which is going to be, of course, the many classes you take for your major, but also the general education curriculum, which we call the LAC, or liberal arts curriculum. And then finally, whatever remaining courses you need to reach that minimum of 120 credits are going to be your elective credits. And that can include, as I said earlier, a double major, minor, multiple minors, certificates, or just true electives, classes that you are really excited to take, or maybe a particular skill you're interested in gaining as you head into the career readiness aspect of your degree. So I mentioned with those 4-year plans, here's an example. I just pulled criminology and criminal justice. You can see that the columns are broken down into fall and spring, and you can see that there's roughly 15 to 16 credits a semester, helping you break down that 120 credits over 4 years. The QR code displayed on the screen is going to take you to a long list of all of the 4-year plans. If you want to learn more about the specific area of study that you are interested in, go ahead and scan that, and you'll have an opportunity to really dig in deeper and see what your 4 years at UNC may look like. All right, I mentioned career readiness, and Jose touched on a lot of really great aspects of how the classroom will translate to preparing you for whatever career it is that you want after life at UNC. I like to say that in a lot of ways, we aren't linear when it comes to that career readiness, right? I'll pick on my friends in nursing and accounting, for example. If you study nursing, you're probably going to become a nurse. If you study accounting, you're probably going to become an accountant. That's not always how it works. There certainly are some exceptions, right? You can study history and become a historian, but there are also a lot of really great opportunities to study different areas that are going to culminate to careers that may not be explicitly understood when you declare that major, right? You can really find and study different areas that help you get to a career plan or a path that isn't explicitly known. As I mentioned, I studied sociology. I didn't become a sociologist, but I did use that to inform all of the work that I do in my work with college students in academic advising, working in higher education, and helping to create a society and an environment that supports their success, right? I use what I learned in that context to support the career that I chose, that I deeply have a passion for. And so that really starts with the critical thinking aspect, which is critical. And it's one of the top skills that employers list as what they want in their employees. They really want to see that you can use evidence to support arguments and solve problems using that reasoning and judgment. Again, that's a skill that can benefit you in a variety of careers and the number one skill that employers are looking for. We have the depth of that in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Secondly, another skill that they are looking for is effective communication, right? Can you construct essays in the classroom and ultimately present ideas in the career of your choosing? That collaboration and teamwork is so important. And yes, it will likely start as positive group work and collaboration in the classroom, but ultimately lead to your ability to work on important projects in the career of your choosing and consider all of the different ways that you can collaborate within and beyond your field. Again, equity and inclusion. This is much of what Jose talked about, right? Are we ultimately creating classrooms that translate to the workforce in ways that help you adapt to diverse environments and engage with multiple cultural perspectives? Considering your own lived experience, but also the lived experience of those around you and those you may be supporting in your chosen career. Professionalism. And for us, that really means establishing goal setting and job preparedness in ways that support you and honor your experiences and help that translate to the world of work, right? That can look a lot of different ways for a lot of different folks in a lot of different fields, but we're here to help you know what's to come and how we can prepare you for what's next. And finally, leadership, right? So as you think about the humanities and social sciences, in many ways, no matter what it is that you do, we prepare you to be a leader in your field, whatever that field may be. And we start that early on, as Jose said, with participating in internship opportunities, research projects, and campus involvement. We want you to lead here so you can lead there and really gain the qualities and skills needed to be at the top of your field in wonderful, wonderful ways and have experiences that you gained at UNC and in HSS to rely on as you start thinking about those initial interviews as you graduate and think about what's next for you as a career.
Well, as both Paige and I mentioned, we both work at the Student Success Resource Center here that's housed in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. And so this resource center is for students, right? It's for you all to come in and ask us questions and get the support that you need as you engage in your experience and educational experience here at the University of Northern Colorado. And so one of the ways that we do that is by having those academic coaching sessions, right? So as we've been talking about, our students have to meet with academic coaches, right, to talk about their 4-year plan, to talk about what comes next, how are they going to get prepared for post-grad life. And so one of the ways that we offer support is by making sure that our students are able to do that, right, and have the access to do that. And our academic coaches are excellent at meeting students where they're at, figuring out what's best for them, right? And so we take a lot of pride in our academic coaching sessions. Another thing that we do is our wayfinding support, right? I know that once you start college as like as a first-year student, you might not have all of the knowledge or terms ready to go, right? And so our coaches and our staff here is really good at helping students figure out and finding the best way to navigate the college experience, right? And so we can offer a lot of answers, and we can really help students make sure that they know how to succeed, right? How to be successful, and what success means for themselves. And so we like to let students know that we're kind of like a wayfinding office, and we can help students navigate the experience to the ways that they want to. Another one is the student success workshop. So we offer workshops on a lot of different ways, right? So anything from like study tips, time management, communication, anything like that. We offer workshops so that our students are getting a well-rounded experience and are able to focus on some skills that they think they want to develop more. And so we're able to offer those for our students as well. Major minor changes. So if you're thinking about changing major or minor, our academic coaches are really good at being able to support students through that, as well as that a consultation, right? So like if you're just like, oh, I'm thinking about it. So for example, if I was really considering changing my major and starting an anthropology major, it would have been great for me to come to the Student Success Resource Center and just say, hey, I'm thinking about getting a double major in anthropology. What does that look like? Help me understand what the next steps are and how does that impact my experience here at UNC, right? And so we're really able to do that here in the resource center to offer that support for students. We're also a bridge for questions and resources, right? So we like to kind of tap on our colleagues on other parts of campus to really support students as a whole, right? So say you need help getting connected with financial aid, we can absolutely do that connection with students, right? And get them connected to the office, the financial aid office here on campus. Or if students have questions about the residential housing experience, right? We can do that as well and get them connected to housing, or the career readiness center, or getting them connected to the counseling center, right? So there's different ways that we can get you all connected to different experts on campus, and we love to do that. And we just love to answer questions, right, and get you connected to the resources that you need. And then most importantly, we have snacks. So we really like to have snacks out for students. We have chips and fruit snacks and a bunch of other candies, so that students can come in, get their daily dosage of candy or sugar, and then be ready to go on for the rest of the day. And so we really like to feed our students, and we like to make sure that they are that they're good to go on snacks. And so hopefully if the other things don't call to you, our snacks will. And so you will join us here at the Student Success Resource Center.
I will also add that we also support transfer students in their transition to campus. And so with that, we can help make sure that all of your transcripts are in order. We help you get connected with your faculty for advising as you start that process, and also just help you learn the ins and outs of UNC, recognizing the wealth of knowledge that you already likely have coming from your previous institution or institutions. We help you navigate the UNC systems and acronyms that may be new for the first time, but we're also here to bridge that support for our incoming transfer students.
Right. And we like to end with this quote. And so it's never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Right. So this quote by an anthropologist goes way beyond our scope of the things that we do, right? Because it's really rooted in what we are and who we are as a College of Humanities and Social Sciences, right? So if we go back to that definition of humanities and social sciences, right? The humanities are the study of how people process, document, and interact within the human experience. And the social sciences help to explain how society works, exploring what influences behaviors, attitudes, and outcomes by detecting patterns, predicting changes, and assessing the state of the community, right? So a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world because it's the only thing that ever has, right? We as humans are the things that get to really find and depict and understand and shape the way that the world is around us, right? And an anthropologist said that, right? Who would have thought? Let me tell you, not me until I was in that intro to behavioral anthropology class. And I was like, this is so wild in the best way, right? And so we really like to end with this quote, right? Of our students are here to make change. Our students are here to be critical thinkers. Our students are here to be leaders. And that is what our college is about. It's about preparing you all to be the best leaders that you all can be during your college experience, but as well as your post-grad experience.
All right, so as we wrap things up, just want to thank you so much again for your interest in UNC and Life as a Bear. We hope you were able to learn more about the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. I do want to highlight the contact information on the screen, so you can reach out to us in the Student Success Resource Center, and we would be really happy to answer any questions to help you make your decision as you decide what is next for you. We know you have a really important decision ahead, and we're here to give you as much information as we can to help you make that decision. We're happy to connect with you one-on-one to talk about what your first semester may look like, prior learning credit, transfer credit, what have you. We can also get you connected with a faculty member in your department of interest, even if that's a virtual meeting or an in-person meeting. We're really happy to facilitate those connections to help you make your decision. In the meantime, again, please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions, but we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we hope to connect with you soon, whether that's on campus or virtually. Thank you for your time, and go Bears.